So hi guys, myself Christy Rajesh. I'm here to talk you about the Honeypot Lab deployment, which was my college CA. So for this lab deployment, I have used Conpot. Um, so in order to talk about the Conpot, it is an open source industrial control system, and it is designed to mimic the real world industrial devices and protocol. And this allows the cybersecurity, it mostly helps the cybersecurity professionals to simulate the industrial control environment in order for their research and training purpose. So to attract and log malicious activities that targeting the system, we can use the honeypots, which would support the Conport supports many protocols such as like Modbus, A7, um, PAC net, and a more. Yeah, because it making it appear as a legitimate industrial system. The reason because what I have choose Conport for my deployment purpose was it is a lightweight application and it is really easy to deploy. And in some cases only we have to set up a virtual environment in order to run the Conport. That we could run it by the command itself in the command line itself. So it is really highly customizable. So these all things make them as a great choice for analyzing the cyber attacks from on the industrial part on the industrial network. So coming into my deployment lab, I have two virtual machines set up in my virtual box as one as the Kali, which is I am using as the attacker machine, and one as the Ubuntu server, which where I have deployed the uh, Conpot, which is my honeypot, obviously. So the Ubuntu server was 22.4 version, which is a long-term version. And the resources I have used was two CPUs. It is really mandatory. You can choose one or two, but I would recommend two. And there's a 4 GB of RAM, and my subnet was 192.168. You can choose it as you like, and it is really an isolated environment in which limited outbound access was being there. So why the setup? Because it is a lightweight and Linux stable environment. It is stable in the Linux environment, so I have to use the Ubuntu server. And the isolation, it would prevents the risk of host and network, some sort of things. So it really help the podnet or the connet for conport for the thing. And the attack simulation, as I told that the attacker machine that has been used is the Kali Linux, which is the only another VM which has the same it is on the same subnet as well. And the software used for the Conport deployment was the obviously the first one is the Conport, which is the honeypot that's being used for honeypot emulator that I am using in this project. So the Greylog stack, it is a Docker-based server which I am used for the storage of the centralized logs and logs for the analyzing purposes. And the RSBase log, it is the channel that I am using for forwarding the Conport logs from the Greylog to the Greylog in real time. And Nmap is common in Kali, so we can perform a scan. That the scan is not an obviously it's not an attack, but scanning the ports and identifying which all ports are being opened. It is really it can be considered as an attack. So in summary, the uh, honeypot deployment on my VM was completely successful, and it helped in the realistic ICS environment. And the centralized log was being set up, and it was running perfectly. Like the log from the Conport has been forwarded to the Greylog through the rspace log, and it was easy for the analyzing purpose. So I would like to share you something about um, the installation purpose of the Conport that I have been using. I have copied the commands from the terminal and info your thing. So we can directly download the honeypot from the GitHub repositories itself. There is plenty of honeypots in the repositories which we can use. There's like something like a cowrie. It is a commonly used honeypot, like and teapot. It is not lightweight as well because it has much more. It is complex thing, so I am not interested in that thing. So I just didn't use that. So so we have to, in order to install the compound, we have to create a Python environment. So the Python file, the dependency file should have to be there. So have run this command to install the Git and the Python pip file. Um, and we have to clone the compound from the GitHub repositories we can use. It is publicly available. You can use this link and for cloning the compound into the your Ubuntu server. And we have to click into the compound directory, and we have to create a Python virtual environment, which is optional, but it is recommended because sometimes the compound may not work in the uh, simulation environment because of the dependency issues. So it is recommended for using the Python virtual environment for in order to activate the compound. So I have used this command for activating and creating the environment. After that, when we are inside the compound, we have requested to have a requirement of text file in that. So it is essential for inside the dependencies that been asked for the compound purposes. So we can use these commands for installing the requirement of text, which is required for the compound itself. Um, then we can run the compound from here. So it will run. After that, which when we are in the compound virtual environment, we could run simply like this command. Like it would run the compound for the purpose. So in my system, I have completed this part of my steps. So in my system, in the compound is deployed actually. So I am able to show you a demo related to this thing. So let me show you my virtual machine. Yes. Okay, now I am inside the compound environment. As you can see this, and let me just minimize the um, terminal so in order you can see it better way. Yeah, let me turn the things. Okay. Okay. So I am running the compound default command that in order to run the compound. So I'm running the compound. Now the compound will be started. I can see it is importing the resources from the in order for the compound deployment. So the compound is being deployed. As you can see, the compound here. See, mm, is a version of 0.6.0 mush foundation, and all of these things are enabled and the found the enable FTP. Yeah, all the pod has been started. We can see it from down here. Now let's go for the logs in order to get the logs. So the logs has been saved in the compound directory itself. It's compound.log. Just did it and it will open for that. Let us give the password. So it's being started. Yeah. So now let's simulate one attack from the Kali and let's see whether the thing is coming over there. So I have already set up my command out here. This is the nmap scan of port 50208800, 2121 and 10201 on the IP address. This is my CON port's IP address. So I am running this command. So it started to scan the ports and it successfully all opened what has been shown here. Now let us see the CON port. Yeah, see the CON port logs being filled with the intrusion IP. See, this is the Kali's IP, which is being in the same subnet, since shown in the phone. Okay, and let's see the CON port default. Yeah, there it is also showing the same. A lot of intrusion detection has been forwarded into this also. And now let's see, I have forwarded the log from the CON port to the gray log in order to analyze it in a better way. So I have set into the from 5 minutes ago, and the CON port is searched in the filtered out in the CON port. So let's filter it out. So it will now show the things is being passed from here to there. Yeah, sometimes the gray log might take some time, but it's good. Yeah, there it comes. Now the FTP is, yeah, there you go. It's disconnected. Yeah, there's a new connection from Modbus. Modbus, it's the library. It's one of the thing that's been used in the Modbus client. Yeah, see, a new Modbus session is being set up. We have analyzed. This is the analyzation of the thing that's been happening. Yeah. So this is the live demo of CON port that's been deployed in my system. So if you have any doubts, please refer this video, and it is really easy to deploy Honeypot in your virtual machines. So thank you very much, and